I'm out of ideas.
I've been doing some thinking about your problem, and well, there might be another way.
What other way?
Hydrocodone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I could refill it for you now if you'd like.
Oh, thanks. That would be great.
West, Miss Vining.
Amy, this is Alan Quartermain. Did a package come for me?
I haven't seen anything.
Keep looking for it. It's from a wholesale pharmaceutical company. It's for a patient. It's very important.
There's nothing, Alan. Sorry.
Damn it.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. Look, they said it was supposed to be there for me this morning. It is important. Page me as soon as it comes, all right?
Of course.
Was there something wrong at the hospital?
Nothing more than usual. Well, 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 look who snuck back here in the middle of the night. The man who managed to lose E.L.Q. Jakarta. Welcome home.
Good morning to you, too.
Alan, are you sure everything is all right?
Positive. So please spare us a few seconds of your valuable time and tell us how you managed to dump a $100 million enterprise in, what was it, just about 3 weeks?
Really, Alan? There's no need to use that tone.
No, it's all right, Grandmother. I'm just curious why Alan has suddenly taken such a keen interest in the family business.
Why should that surprise you? You think doctors are too stupid to understand the finer points of high finance?
Alan, what has gotten into you?
I'd like to hear the answer to that as well.
No, I'm just so happy to see Ned, I can hardly contain myself.
Alan, you're being obnoxious.
Oh, please, Father. I heard you cursing him up and down the other day when he was ducking your calls.
I tell you what, I'm a little too jet-lagged to deal with a family reunion right now, so I'm gonna go take a nap, and I'll try again later.
Ned, you're to stay right here in this room until Alan apologizes for his rude behavior.
Morning. I got a little carried away. I woke up dreaming about muffins this morning, the ones they make at the little gourmet place around the corner. So I rang them up, and one thing sort of led to another. Really good.
You woke up dreaming about muffins?
Yeah, it's a recurring theme. When I was a kid, it was donuts. At least I'm evolving, huh?
Is there coffee?
Yeah, cappuccino. So did you think about what we talked about last night?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. And while you were laying in bed dreaming about muffins, I was hiding under the covers like a coward, afraid to face the day.
Why's that?
Well, because who knows what disastrous things I might do today.
Supposed to be drinking himself to death. You look awfully good to me. Then you always did.
Julia. What are you doing here?
Oh, just helping my little sister pick up a few pieces of her heart. You look even better from the front.
You look great. It's great to see you. Do you have time for a cup of coffee?
I was just going to grab some and go. But sure, why not? How have you been?
Well, not bad. Not bad. And you?
Oh, you know me, always searching for the next corporate challenge. The elusive Mr. Right.
Any luck?
None to speak of. How about you? From the expression on your face a minute ago, I'd say you looked as if you were adding 2 and 2 together and were wondering how you came up with 5.
sure you should.
Well, you said it was important. Lorraine, this better not be about money.
Well, it is and it isn't.
I'm out of here.
Those mommy hormones are really working overtime. Just chill, okay? I am not trying to squeeze you for a buck. I am just trying to help.
Lorraine, last time you helped me, you showed up at my apartment afterward and threatened to go to AJ if I didn't give you more money.
Well, then why did you agree to meet me here? Oh, no, wait. Don't bother answering that. I know why. Because you are a desperate girl. You can't sleep nights worrying that AJ is going to find out he could be the little nipper's father, and your dreams of a life with the eminent Dr. Tony Jones will go up in flames.
Do you have a point, or do you just like to hear yourself talk?
No sense of humor. Today's your lucky day. I have been giving your situation some serious thought, and I have come up with a foolproof plan. Do you want to hear it or not?
General Hospital, brought to you by Always, the only maxis with a unique dry weave top sheet. Always.
Let's have it.
AJ thinks you're due in December. That's why we had to budget sonogram.
Tell me something I don't already know.
There's a way you can have this baby before January.
I don't think I want to hear this.
Well, right now it's all still hypothetical.
Go on.
I used to date a doctor here. It's been over for quite some time, but we still keep in touch.
Lorraine, I don't need your personal history. Just get to the point, okay?
Sometime in December, the month AJ thinks you're due, you make a visit to my friend. He gives you an injection to induce labor. A few hours later, you pop that sucker right out.
Are you sure he knows what he's talking about?
He used to be the head resident in OBGYN.
Used to be?
Well, you know, he ran into a problem with one of the nuns. You know, who doesn't?
Thanks, Lorraine, but no thanks.
Wait. He works at a private clinic now for a nominal fee, in which I get a modest commission. You make an office visit that never goes on the books. He gives you a shot. Next thing you know, you're back at GH having the kid. AJ's none the wiser, and Papa Tony, well, he's handing out cigars. It's like I said, foolproof.
Well, it's not important.
Oh, that's bad. Are you and Ned at each other's throats for a change? Or is it something else? Women? Oh, booze? Your father?
Believe me, you don't want to know. So, Brenda, how's she doing? I heard she's having a pretty rough time.
Yeah, she was. And I came to town and it got worse. It hasn't been a total loss. I mean, she still feels lousy about Sonny Corinthos, but she and I have made a delicate kind of peace, at least for the immediate future.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. She could probably use some of that positive energy of yours.
Positive, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's one of the many attractive qualities that you possess.
Look at you. You're still so sweet. Even after the way I left.
You mean abruptly?
I know you deserved more of an explanation than you got. I'm sorry if I hurt you.
It's okay. I got over it. I mean, I didn't think that we were going to end up together. In fact, I was just glad for the time that we did spend together. You were a breath of fresh air.
Thank you for that.
No, thank you.
So tell me, how's sobriety treating you?
It's been 6 months now. So far, so good.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a little more complicated than that. The point is, I'm sober.
So proud of you, AJ.
heard me, Alan. Apologize to Ned immediately.
Ned, you have my most heartfelt, humble, abject apology.
As long as you really mean it.
I'm very disappointed, Alan. It's not like you to be so needlessly cruel.
Was I? In that case, I am sorry.
Whatever. Pay no attention to Alan. Ever since he was asked to present that paper, he's been just a little bit full of himself.
You should be proud, Father. At least I didn't cost you anything. I'm going to the hospital. Call me if you need me.
You this morning.
That's the second time you asked me that question.
And I have yet to get an answer that makes any sense. Why are you on Ned's case?
What is the big deal? I'm giving the family hotshot a taste of his own medicine. Nobody says anything when he dishes it out.
Well, it's not only what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. This isn't like you.
So I've heard.
Something happened to Alan while I was away? Or is this what they mean by male menopause? You want to yell?
No.
Do you want to throw something?
No.
I just got the impression that you,
Yes, I know, Jax, that I seem a little upset and angry. And you're right, I am. I'm angry at myself for being so stupid and delusional and for being such a big coward that I can't even get out of bed in the morning and face the day.
You know, for novelty's sake, why don't you try being mad at Sonny just for
I
change?
am mad at Sonny, and you know that, but that's not the point. You know, I know everyone thinks that he made decisions for me, but he didn't. I made all of these choices on my own. And I just followed my heart like some lovesick idiot.
Brenda, listen to me. You can't allow Sonny Corinthos to rob you of self-belief.
No, Jax. See, I am the one who made the choice. I made the choice to give up my friends and my career and my identity to run off with this man. And I made this choice from a feeling that I had that started when I was 18 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. It turned out to be the most wrong decision I've ever made in my whole entire life. And trust me, I've been plenty wrong before. I don't even know who I am now or how I'm ever supposed to be able to trust my instincts ever again.
Hey.
Hi.
I want you to meet a friend of mine, Julia Barrett, Keisha Ward, Julia Keisha.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you, too. You're, Brenda's sister?
Mm-hmm. Why does your name seem so familiar? The Ward House?
Yes. Mary May was my grandmother.
Oh, I heard she was a wonderful, kind woman.
Yeah, she was. Thank you.
Oh, my gosh, what time is it? Oh, I told someone I would meet them, and I'm late. AJ, I'm so glad I ran into you. Keisha, a pleasure.
Same here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I would love to see you before you leave for England.
I'll give you a call.
All right.
So, that's, Julia, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny you never mentioned that she's drop-dead gorgeous.
I can't take the chance. I won't.
Desperate times.
Lorraine, okay, this is not a game. There is a living, breathing human being inside me that is about to come out of my body.
You don't need to tell me how procreation works, Carly.
Well, we've got to find another way. There's got to be something else.
There is no other way. If AJ finds out you were lying to him about the due date, how long do you think it is going to take before he is pounding on that door, demanding to know if he is the real father? It is not like he lives somewhere else and won't hear. He lives next door. He works at the hospital.
You know what? I don't need you to tell me how bad it is, all right?
No, AJ finding out is only the beginning of bad, okay? Connect the dots. The Quartermains have a lot of power in this town. If it turns out that a kid is AJ's, they're going to have a court order to take that baby away from you before you ever leave the hospital.
They can't do that? They can't do that. Anyway, I don't know that AJ's the father.
Fine. Best case scenario, the kid's not AJ's. You're still up a creek. Because in all the commotion, Dr. Jones finds out you boffed them both the same night.
Will you stop it, all right? Why are you doing this to me? Lorraine.
You did it to yourself. Okay, I'm just trying to help. Look, just sit on it, okay? Think about it. Let me know if you change your mind.
Okay, listen, you know what? I can't do this. I am not going to do this. When I told you before that I will not discuss Sonny in front of you, I meant it. It is not fair to you.
You gotta take yourself off the hook, Brenda, okay? You trusted someone. Granted, putting your blind faith in Sonny Corinthos was a unfortunate choice. But you loved the guy. And you believed him when he said he loved you back. That's not a crime against nature. It's a mistake. One you made with Sonny's full participation.
No, Jax, I told you.
I know. You said that Sonny didn't make any of the decisions. You did, but he orchestrated it. I mean, he was pulling your strings and pushing your buttons every step of the way. Sonny Corinthos is the bad guy here, not you. He manipulated you by spinning you a fantasy he knew you wanted, knowing he could never live up to it. Now, if you insist on blaming yourself, then at least focus in on what really went wrong.
Well, I would love to do that if I knew what that was.
Okay. These instincts of yours that you're so mad at, during the time when you were making all those plans with Sonny, did they at one stage yell out at you or even whisper that you might be heading down the wrong path?
Yes.
Okay. So what went wrong?
I wouldn't hear it.
But you heard every word Sonny said. So the point I'm trying to make is that instead of trusting yourself and listening to your very fine instincts, you thought it was easier to believe in the world according to Sonny instead of following your own version of it. Once you respect yourself enough to not only hear, but trust your own voices, you'll make the right decisions. But in order to get there, you need quiet to recognize those voices, to trust. I happen to know a few ways of how you can accomplish this.
Please tell me one.
I've been waiting for the right time to mention this.
What?
Maybe it's time you got a place of your own.
Well. Good morning, ladies, and how are my two best nurses today?
Just peachy. Alan, you know, I was thinking about that package, and I thought maybe it got delivered to the wrong floor or something, and I could check for you. I could check the floors.
Anytime you can. That would be great, Amy. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
Oh, Alan, congratulations. I heard about that award you received for your work on arteriosclerosis.
Oh, thank you so much. Excuse me a second. Hey, Don.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good.
I need a favor.
Anything for the chief of staff.
You know about those hydrocodone refills that I was...
Hey, perfect timing. Just the two men I wanted to see.
Well, you're smiling, so hopefully that means you're not going to drop another bomb on us that a crime's been committed in this hospital.
Oh, not at all. After reviewing the evidence in the Dorman case, the mayor's office has appointed a commission to examine the subject of drug abuse among members of the medical community.
General Hospital will continue in a moment here on ABC.
What are you saying, that there are actually other doctors in this hospital that are dealing drugs?
No, this isn't an investigation, Alan. We simply want to examine the problem with an eye to making recommendations for future public policy.
Look, Pierce Dorman is dead. Why are we going to open this up again?
So that it never happens again.
But it's actually because of Pierce Dorman that this hospital has the most stringent drug policy in the entire city. I mean, every single pill is accounted for. You can ask Don here.
Well, that's exactly what I plan to do, with your permission. Actually, I was under the impression you already knew about this.
Well, I may have received a memo, but, you know, I've been very busy. I'll tell you what you do. Why don't you go along with Don, and he'll just tell you anything that you want to know, all right?
Okay, thank you, Alan. May I call on you if I have any more questions?
Of course.
Okay.
You never asked me that question.
It can wait. Amy? Did you check the other floors about that package?
I'm sorry, Doctor, I got sidetracked.
Well, get yourself unsidetracked and do it.
Yes, sir.
Alan, have you got a minute?
No, not now, Bobby.
So everything is all right between you and Alan?
As far as I know, Lila, maybe he's just overdue for a vacation. See you all later.
You know, don't start making a to-do over the whole thing.
Well, you yourself said he was behaving obnoxiously.
You know, I wouldn't say this to his face, but I kind of like it when he starts acting feisty. Makes me feel like he's really my son.
Well, he's my son, too, and I don't like it one bit.
You know, I don't think it's any more than just a temporary aberration, maybe even just indigestion. But you know what, Lila? Right now, it's Ned I'm concerned about. It's not like him to screw up and not even seem upset. Something's going on, and I want to find out what it is.
So now you're asking me to leave?
It may be good for you. And you'll have your own space. You'll learn to trust yourself again. You used to, you know. Unless, of course, the idea has no appeal to you at all.
Well, no, I mean, you know that it does. It's just, do you realize that I have never, ever had my own place? I lived with my father. I lived in boarding schools. I had a room above Kelly's. I stayed at the Quartermains. I've lived here. I do hotel suites better than anyone, but as far as actually getting a house or an apartment, buying furniture and putting it in it, no, I've never, ever done that before.
Maybe it's time you did.
I don't even know where I would start.
Hey, it's like everything else. You start where you start and take it one step at a time.
Finding some place of my own and putting furniture in it and all of that, it just feels a little overwhelming to me right now.
Well, you've been through a lot lately. I mean, it's only natural that you're a little gun-shy.
I think I'm a little more than gun-shy. I feel like some weirdo lab rat who's picked the wrong door too many times. I feel so shell-shocked, I'm afraid to make any kind of decision.
Well, maybe I can help. I can call a broker friend of mine and tell him to put some places together. Hey, if nothing else, it'll be a nice way to pass the afternoon.
Okay.
Excellent. What shall I tell him to look for?
Well, you know, just tell him to look for houses or apartments.
Okay, what kind of houses and apartments?
I don't know.
How about size? What size?
Oh, well, just whatever. 1 bedroom for me.
1 bedroom.
Or 2 bedrooms in case someone comes to visit.
Okay, what about, like traditional or modern?
I don't know. You know, see, this is why I stay in hotels, because when you go to a hotel, if you don't like the room, you change rooms. If you don't like the hotel, you change hotels. I don't know anything about any of this. Just, what do you think?
I go by how it feels.
Oh, well, that's a big help.
Yeah, but it's the only way to do it, actually. I mean, look, I own apartments like this, and I own shacks on the beach, so...
Right, well, I'm not really interested in buying a little shack on the beach like you and Matilda did.
Miranda.
Oh, right. Sorry, Miranda. Oh, and your little horse?
Jake.
Jake, right. You and Miranda and Jake on the beach. It's very cute.
You want to know something funny? One of my favorite houses, it was the house I grew up in when I was a kid, before my father struck it rich. Now, it had this amazing tree right outside my window. And I'd climb out and up through the branches, and up top I could see for miles.
Well, maybe I should get a tree house. But I would need an elevator, I think.
Okay, let's just start looking, and we'll know when we find it.
You know what?
What?
You're on.
Okay, I'll make the call.
Okay.
Julia was great. She was the older woman of every man's dreams. Beautiful, successful, understanding, experienced. I have no idea what she was doing with me.
Well, it must be a testimony to your innate charm.
Wow. You see, Ned was just dying to get me fired from the hotel. And Julia was always saving my butt. But we were never going to go anywhere. I knew that. But we sure had a lot of laughs.
It's funny, I'm jealous. I never seem to be able to make you laugh.
It wasn't your fault, Keisha. I took myself very seriously when we were together. I was doing the city councilman thing, and I felt guilty about Jason's accident. Not to mention, I was pretending that I wasn't an alcoholic.
I didn't mean to stir up old memories.
It's okay. I can handle the truth.
Yeah, I know. You are now like, come on, bring it on, bring me some more truth. What's up with that?
Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than a reformed alcoholic.
No, I can live with that. I just wish your father and some other people in this town knew what was really going on.
Doesn't matter.
AJ, one day you will be able to tell me why you are dealing with all this to protect someone like Carly.
That could change.
I'm glad you're still here.
Didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry. Well, think nothing of it. Being upset is starting to become my natural state.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. All I know is that I won't do anything that'll jeopardize the life of my child.
And AJ?
I don't know. I'll figure something out.
You're such a strange girl, Carly Roberts. You lie the way most people breathe, and yet when you talk about this child, I can almost believe you actually care.
I do. I care more than I've ever cared about anything in my life.
So there's a side of you that's just gonna take a little getting used to.
Yeah, well, look, I grew up hating my mother. I don't want my child to feel that way about me.
Very noble. I'm just kind of curious why it doesn't seem to bother you that the kid grows up not knowing who his or her real father is.
Anne? Hi, sweetheart. I was just going to come and get you. Are you all set?
Guess so.
Come on, cheer up. The meeting isn't going to be that bad.
Well, I get to miss my morning classes, so I guess I should be grateful.
But?
I just don't like it when she calls your Alan in.
How come? I mean, you feel like we're violating your privacy?
No, she thinks that it's your fault that I took drugs, which it's not. So I don't even understand why she cares anyway. I mean, she's a school psychiatrist. I don't see how it's any of the school's business how I feel, just as long as I get good grades.
Emily, I hate they want to make sure that we are aware that we are paying attention to you.
Yeah, but none of this was your fault.
Yes, it was. It was my fault. It was Alan's fault. Everybody in this house that let you slip away from us.
I was the one that's decided to take drugs. Okay, that's what they teach us at the program. I need to take responsibility for my own mistakes.
Right. That's what I'm trying to do. Emily, when your mother entrusted you to me, I promised her I would raise you as my daughter. Not when it was just convenient for me or when it was in between being sued for sexual harassment or some such thing. No, I promised, Paige, that I would make you my first priority every day.
It's not like you forgot about me.
And I did, in a way. I forgot that you are a teenager. And underneath all of that bravery and that wisdom, you need just as much love and reassurance as I do. You felt lost and you felt alone, and drugs made the feeling go away. Did more hurt than help in the long run, but you couldn't have known that. All the warnings in the world aren't going to do any good if you think you have found a solution to getting rid of pain. Why do you think I got involved with Pierce Dorman in the first place?
I don't understand.
I didn't love him. I don't even think I liked him very much. But by being with him, I didn't have to deal with my problems with Ellen. I didn't have to deal with my recovery from cancer. I knew what was wrong. I did it because I wanted to feel better.
So Dr. Dorman was sort of like your version of pot?
Yeah, sort of. And everything that came after, the trial, almost losing you, that was my version of flying off a roof.
Do you ever wonder how life is so great and then it just turns into a disaster?
Yeah, I think it happens when you run up against something that you can't control. And I think you and I have been reacting to just the same thing this whole past year. Breast cancer.
Amy, it's Alan Quartermain. Who is it?
It's me, Bobby. I've got your package.
Never mind. Could you hang on 1 second, Bobby? Be right there. Hey.
Hey. Amy actually located this. It was sent to another floor and accidentally opened, by mistake, and she was swamped, so I volunteered to bring it over.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Alan, if you don't mind my asking, why are you getting pain medication shipped directly to you?
Are we planning to open up another branch of the pharmacy on this floor?
No, actually, I was just having these pain meds sent to me directly from the wholesaler so they wouldn't get mixed in with the other supplies.
Oh, what are you planning to do with them?
Well, I've got quite a few poor patients, and I was simply going to make up a few individual prescriptions, ahead of time.
Well, that's very good of you, but as our great leader and chief of staff, I hardly think it's part of your job description.
Why don't I call the pharmacy and I'll have them send someone over to do the labels?
No, it's not a problem.
Alan,
you need to learn to delegate. You can't do everything as much as you'd like to.
You're right. I'm a control freak. What can I do?
Well, you're certainly a good-hearted control freak, worrying about your patients' pocketbooks.
Well, so many of them aren't covered for prescription drugs, and, this is a drop in the bucket. I don't need the cavalry to do such a menial job.
But that's what I've been trying to tell you. You are the cavalry.
Oh, now you tell me.
I love you.
Feelings mutual.
But you do seem to be stretching yourself a bit too thin. I know because I've been there. And it's a question of setting priorities.
Okay, so the watchwords for today are delegate and priorities.
Okay, so now the lecture's over. Hey, is that your new award from the international group?
Yeah, I put it up this morning.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. You'll have to excuse me, I've got to see an intern.
Oh, poor kid.
Oh, I'm not that intimidating, am I?
No, you're the best.
Thanks.
What a big waste of time.
Come on, we only looked at 3 places.
Yeah, but that one place that the real estate agent described sounded so cool, and then when we got there, I just wasn't into it.
That's good. I mean, knowing what you don't want is just as valid as knowing what you want.
Yeah, but that feeling of knowing just didn't happen for me.
Of course it didn't. We've been looking at the wrong places.
You watched your mother die, Emily. That's not something you get over in a year or 2 years. Any more than I could get over cancer. But that's exactly what we both tried to do. You told everybody that you were fine. That was exactly what I wanted to hear, because then I could act like the cancer never even happened. That all I lost was a friend, but I gained a daughter. I lost a breast. I lost a year of my life. And it affected me in ways I don't think I will ever completely understand. And I should have acknowledged that, Emily. I should have, instead of going on like it never happened and asking you to do the same.
Well, I wanted to keep it inside. I mean, I figured it wouldn't hurt as much that way. And I never mentioned cancer to you because the only thing worse than having it is having to worry about it coming back. I figured that if you could get over it, then so could I.
I can't get over it. I'll never be able to get over it because it is the most terrible thing that ever happened in my life. But it made me realize just how much I do have in my life. And it gave me you.
I am so proud to be Emily Bowen Quartermain. I mean, I have a mom and a dad and 2 great brothers and a whole family that loves me. Because of cancer. I'm not glad that it happened, but I'm happy it turned out the way it did.
I love you.
I love you too.
Amy, will you give this to Tony for me? When I get out of surgery?
I hope this isn't some kind of a love letter, because I really don't have time to deal with it.
It's none of your damn business what it is. Just give it to him, okay?
You forgot to say please. Just leave it there.
You have some serious explaining to do.
About what?
I saw you in the park last night. With the nurse from Mercy Hospital, the one who gave us the sonogram. What were the 2 of you doing together?
Stay tuned for scenes from the next General Hospital. Tomorrow on General Hospital.
Sarah Weber, the most popular, the most beautiful, and the most likely not to know what hit her.
Just seems like you've been off just a little bit lately.
I admitted everything that I did to hurt you.
Tomorrow, wait till you see the stunts Mike tries to pull to boost the mayor's ratings in an all-new Spin City. Then Greg takes up yoga for the love of his wife on an all-new Dharma in Greg, ABC Wednesday.